Hey, I wanted to talk again on the idea of remote collaboration and using Slack well. I wanted to talk a little bit about emoji responses. I will do another one of these about emoji in general and why they're useful when we're working in a distributed team. But this is just about Slack. So um, there's a really good thing happened here. So I put this post out a while ago saying, can you fill out this spreadsheet, please? And I got a bunch of these thumbs up from these three people. And then there's a bunch of ticks. People put this tick emoji reaction on. The thumbs up are a bit ambiguous meaning-wise to me because I take that, and most people take that to mean got it. Like, I've seen this. But the tick is really unambiguous. And even though we haven't established a convention, which we ought to do at Red, or in any company you should establish a convention for this. It's pretty obvious to me that like these people, Sierra has looked at it, Shristi has looked at it, Camilla's looked at it, and Sarah's looked at it. Like they've done it. So I can look at this and be like, 4 people have addressed this problem. And that's a much quicker way of communicating this than me having to like click in here and then go and like look at who's changed it, look at who's put the comments in, or to even come into the thread and see who's replied. And actually not many people have jumped on. So that's one of those things that like is super, super useful and really easy to do. And conventions for this kind of thing are a really good idea. So the ones that I've seen used are a thumbs up, meaning that's idea or I approve of it. Disagree or I don't approve if it's a question is a thumbs down. Okay sign is like great idea. Like gotcha. And then these ones are a bit more specific, like in response to a request like the one I made, a tick is like I've done it. In response to a request or a question, some eyes is like I'm looking at this right now. And so if I saw a question, I would put an eye reaction on it to tell the person that I'm looking at it, and then I'd get on and do whatever I needed to do to look into it. And then when I was done, I'd come back and I'd either put a tick if it was like I've done this myself, or I'd put this thing if it's resolved. And a couple of people, when I've talked about this, have asked, what's the difference between tick and the checkered flag? So the tick means like it's this. I've done this, right? So to go back to that example, we've got like a different type of tick emoji, but still, this is like we've done this, but this thing is not resolved. Like there's still work to be done on this, right? So this message still applies to loads of people. But I might come on here when I'm finished and stick this on, and this is a symbol that says to anyone when they're like scrolling through this, like this thing is completely finished. There's no more action needed from anybody to resolve this. And so if I ever put one of these checkered flags on, it means like you can ignore this request because it's dealt with. And there's loads of stuff, conventions we could come up with. So the Slack help guide has a suggestion that you can use these colored circles for urgency or this is a problem or I've got some feedback. And then they've got the same thing, like I'm looking at this, I fixed issues. And we could invent way more of these. There's quite a lot of other options out there. One of the things I've seen used kind of commonly is this save symbol to be like a decision was made here and I've saved it. So like I've recorded that decision somewhere other than Slack in like Google Docs or in a meeting agenda or whatever. I've also seen light bulbs used to be like I've had an idea, and I've seen a hammer or gavel, is it? No. I think there's like a gavel emoji, but like a hammer would do to say like this is a decision. And then the other thing that's useful for emoji is voting. So if I'm going to ask a question like, should we go to this place for lunch? I'm going to put on there my own thumbs up emoji and my own thumbs down emoji. If I can find you. Because that makes it easier. That makes it easier for the folks who are voting, and then other people can just pile in and like click either thumbs up or thumbs down, and at the end I'll take off whichever of these isn't my preference, and we've suddenly got like a super quick way of doing a poll or a vote that doesn't take any effort. So yeah, anyway, there we are. That's how emoji can be useful for communicating if we have a shared language of what emoji mean.